What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode. It is a new day and beautiful out. I'm wearing a jacket just because I know it's in the 60s. It says it's about 65-ish or so degrees, but I like to make sure that I'm nice and warm before I actually start doing anything. But today we have exciting news. Is that a worm? A worm. Yeah. Anyway, so exciting news. I do have a clutch for the Evo 5. So let me get set up over here and I will break it down exactly what I got and show you guys what you'll need if you want to continue on with your clutch job doing your Evo 5 clutch. So just give me 1 second. Be right back. All right, so we went to MA Performance to come and grab the stuff that we need. Now, I'm going to tell you this flat out. MA Performance and STM tuned. They were the only people that actually had any kind of idea on what to do when it comes to the Evo 5, 6 platform. I still am. I don't know. I'm kind of weirded out by like what I got to do. So let me take this out of the box. So as you can tell, I went with ACT with all of my stuff here, and I'm going to show you why in just 1 second. So if you remember from last video, I did tell you guys that if you guys wanted to go with an Evo 5 clutch, a brand new clutch, there was only two ways that you can go about it. Either you can buy an Evo 5.6 clutch disc or 4.56 clutch disc and resurface your flywheel, or buy a new flywheel. I was looking at, there is a company called X Clutch. It's newer to the US, but it is not by any means a new company. They are an Australian company that actually makes really good clutch discs and has replacements for the Evo 5 and 6 platform. But since we don't have anything like that here, MA Performance was able to actually, they actually have X clutches on their website. Unfortunately, the clutch that I wanted to have something with not bite, but I wanted to make sure any power that I put towards this thing, I'll never have to really worry about a clutch again. So I didn't go super crazy. So this is their street, well, flywheel. Throw that in the garbage. So nothing too crazy. Pretty simple clutch flywheel. But here is the number here. 600205 is the Evo 8-9 flywheel, and this is the second part, or the second way you can actually do this. So instead of getting a 4.56 clutch, you can get a 7-8-9 clutch, but you have to change over to a bigger flywheel, which this is what this is. So two companies were the ones that told me that you can do this. So MA Performance had stuff in stock, so this is why I went with this. So for my clutch disc and pressure plate, I just went with the tried and true full face clutch. The reason why I went with a full face clutch is just because I want to keep the drivability on this bad boy not crazy. So I don't want anything super out of control. I want to be able to drive this car every single day with not a problem, and I don't know, just love it, because the stock flywheel, or the stock clutch, was really light. As you guys remember from the last video, I told you guys it was super duper light, but it was drivable. It really was. It was just unfortunate that it can't hold any more power than it does. But it's this clutch here. It's supposed to be really good for light clutch engagement, but it's supposed to hold up to 500 foot-pounds of torque. Well, this car is never this car is never gonna see anything even remotely like that. So that's why I went with the clutch that I went with. So I'm pretty sure I have the exact same clutch in the STI that I have outside here. If you guys remember doing the clutch on this bad boy, this is exactly what I have in this. So if it's anything like that, it'll be perfectly fine. And I love driving it. I actually love driving the STI, by the way, but I think it's just gonna go up for sale now that I have the Evo 5. And you know, I just don't need all of these cars. So as soon as I get this done and situated, then I might just put that car up for sale. But for right now, it's just sitting here. It's not really doing nothing, paying insurance on it. So it's really not the best scenario, but we're just gonna dive right into this. I've never done an Evo 5 clutch, or you know, like clutch like this. I don't exactly know what it looks like underneath. I did have it up in the air, you know, when I bought it, but didn't really take any video or anything like that. It is kind of interesting because the subframe is a little bit different than what I have on the Evo 8. And I just, you know, it's just different, you know what I mean? Just different. So we're gonna get this bad boy up in the air, and we're just gonna take a quick look on underneath and see exactly what this thing is. So let me get it up in the air, and let's go from there. All right, ladies and gentlemen, folks. So you should be able to see. Let me just grab my light here. Just a second. Don't think that there's going to be anything that you can't see, but actually looks pretty decent. The downpipe looks really rusted on there. I don't think that's coming off without a problem. Hopefully I won't need to take that off, but you just never know. Well, I don't know, we'll have to see here. Hopefully I have enough room on this side over here to kind of take this out. So all right, looking underneath the car, it doesn't look like, it looks like really clean. Like there's some surface rust, but there is nothing here that suggests to me that like I didn't get a good car. So all of you guys, well, this is missing, that's weird, but that's really not that big of a deal. It's a mount there. But yeah, this car looks really good. Yeah. Floor, the rails in the rear look really good too. Like they're still intact. That's what I mean. Looking at other Evos, like they usually get issues like all up in this area here, and all up in this area up here. Everything starts to rust and corrode. But this car looks really good, really good. So I need to plan out a mission of attack here because, like I said before, I've never dealt with one of these cars, and this is definitely very new to me. But I don't exactly know how I'm gonna go about this. So give me a couple minutes. I'm gonna try to figure out exactly which way I'm gonna attack this, whether I'm gonna take the whole thing out, or if I'm going to just, or if I'm just going to try to take the transmission out, full stop. You know what I mean? Just the transmission, because I don't know exactly how I'm going to do this just yet. But I will say that the subframe does look accessible. But give me a couple minutes. I'm going to try to figure some stuff out, and we'll go from there. So hold on. All right, people. So I have an idea on what I'm going to do, and it does involve taking this exhaust down, which is it's going to be a little bit of a nightmare. As you can tell up here, these bolts do not look good. Hopefully they don't break, but we're just going to have to see. I'm going to try those first before I do anything. But the idea, if you can see, the steering rack is 2 bolts, and it's connected to the subframe. And it doesn't look like it's too terrible to get to those 2 bolts. There's a bolt that you can see here at the bottom of this side of the steering rack. The other side I might be able to get from the top. This, what do you want to call it, brace here, This brace is gonna have to come off. This brace is gonna have to come off. The exhaust will have to come down. The starter will have to come out. From the top, I will need to take out the radiator, because I don't want anything kind of, you know, messing around with the radiator. Upper intercooler pipe will have to come out. What else? Wheels and tires up front, obviously. I'm gonna have to let everything down because the drive shaft is gonna have to come out. After that, after the drive shaft comes out, I will go after the transfer case. Now, the transfer case is a weird one because it's smaller than the Evo 8s and 9s, and it has no ASD. So all the magic on these cars are in the rear, which is crazy. Like the Evo 10. The Evo 10 has one of these pumps out back, and hopefully the pump, well, the pump is still good because I don't have anything that says that suggests otherwise, but it does look good underneath here, so which is really awesome. I don't know exactly what kind of exhaust this is. Oh, Fujitsubo exhaust, so that's really nice. 3-inch stainless catback exhaust, as you can tell, and it does have 2 resonators and a catalytic converter. So it is kind of quiet, and I actually want to keep it like that. I don't want this car to be super duper loud. Maybe if something happens and I need to actually replace the downpipe, I'm not going to be super upset, but it is not in the cards right now. But if a bolt breaks or anything like that, then I might just have to change this. But as of right now, I'm not really looking at that. So I think that's really it. So I think I'm gonna start taking pictures in a couple minutes here, and we're gonna start getting you everything that you kind of need to actually get this bad boy out. See, this is like a slip joint, so everything here is gonna have to come off, and it's gonna have to stop right here. If I'm not mistaken, I think I'm just gonna take either this out or I'm gonna take this out up here. So I have to figure out exactly what I'm gonna do, but yeah, that is the plan going forward right now. I don't like I said before, I've never done this before. The subframe will have to come out because it'll just be the easiest thing to do. So yeah, I don't know, we'll definitely figure that out. Definitely figure that out as soon as we get to that point. But right now, I'm going to let the car down, take the wheels off, and we'll go from there. All right, so let's go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, folks, so I do have the upper intercooler pipe out. I do have the blow-off valve out. A couple of these vacuum lines out as well. Just trying to get a good bead on like what I'm looking at over here on this side. I do have to take the radiator out. What I was messing with over here is the top of the AC line. There is a bracket which fell on the floor here. Or it's underneath, but it holds this line from hitting the heat shield here, and it's connected to the radiator fan. So that's a 10 mil. Everything else that I've touched so far, the intake was a 10 mil. All the bolts or all the clamps were 10 millimeters. to get the intercooler pipe off. So and the EGR valve tube was 10 millimeter as well. So one thing I've definitely noticed that I'm probably gonna have to change is this intercooler pipe. So this, like, I wanted to stay OEM as possible, but if you can see by these like cracks and such, I don't think that this thing's got much life left in it. So I think I'm probably gonna have to do something about this. So yeah, just something I'm just looking at, you know what I mean? I want to keep it like I said before, as OEM-ish as possible, without like doing a lot of modifications to this car, because I want to keep it the way it is. So moving on, the intake came out as well. I think that's really it. One of the things that I have noticed so far is that I do have, well, no, I was gonna say, like, do I have upgraded bushings for my shifter stuff? But no, I do not. So not a big deal. But this is, I think, everything so far. I do have to, like I said before, take out the radiator. So it looks like 4 number 12s, 2 here, 2 here. I need to, oh shit, I do need to take out the coolant. So that's the next thing I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna let this bad boy, I'm gonna put this bad boy up and drain the coolant. That'll probably take 10 minutes or so. There is a petcock underneath. I will show you that real quick, and then you guys actually know what's going on. So pretty simple job so far. It's just getting some of the stuff out of the way to actually get your stuff together. I don't exactly know if I'm gonna keep these wheels the way they are and not touch them. If you look at like scrapes like that, yeah, I don't know. We'll have to see. All right, so looking at the radiator here, the radiator petcock is on this side over here. So a quick twist, and I'll show you. Hopefully I can catch it all with my my thing here. Should be here. All right, so you spin it, and that's one full turn. It's another full turn. Nothing's coming out yet. I don't want to pull this whole petcock out. There we go. All right. So there we go here. Definitely gonna cut them out slow. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let this bad boy drain for a while. I'm gonna go and open up the top because I think that's probably what the problem is. There is no this is the only spot that's open. So when you only have one spot open, it's gonna take a lot longer. So I have to actually crack the the top, and then I'll show you. So give me 1 second, I'll be right back. All right, see how it's still going? What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna crack this bad boy, and it should flow. There we go. It's better. So just give me a little bit here, and I will be back whenever this thing is empty. All right, people. So now that the petcock is actually empty, next thing you want to do is come over here and disconnect this side of the radiator down at the bottom here, so that you can actually pull it from the top. So I'm gonna let this bad boy down, and we're just gonna get it taken care of. All right, ladies and gentlemen, folks. So I had a couple things done here. Oh, I took my light out. So there is a clip that holds the slave cylinder to the transmission. It's in here. I took a picture of it. It's right here. Then you have to just move that away. You're gonna have to take out, well, while you're down here, you can take out the rear bolt here. And there's two other bolts, one down in this section here and one for the ground wire here. So you might as well just take those out while you're up here. You have to take out the shifter linkage, which is two 12mm bolts, super easy to move. And then you have to take out your speedo sensor. Your speedo sensor is really weird because the clip, if it does have a one of these like weird clips on it, like with a spring clamp thing like this, you will have to finagle that out before you get that. If not, you will do some damage to the VSS there. I think that's all I need to do up here so far. There is a sneaky bolt here, a 10mm right here. I didn't take a picture of it because it's really hard to tell, but this is for the splatter shield for the engine. So it is connected to the engine with two 10mm bolts and one 10mm bolt on the transmission on the front here. So we're gonna let this thing up and we're gonna get to the power for the starter and the signal wire. So once you get that done, you can actually start taking some of this stuff from underneath off. There is a bolt back in the back here for the, I forgot to do it. There is a bolt back here, you can kind of see. Yes, there's a bolt at the top right there for the power steering rack. So I'm gonna get my tools and get that one bolt off, and then I could be able to disconnect everything else from the bottom. So yeah, just I'm gonna take a quick break. It is really hot. Well, not hot, but it's humid in my garage right now. So I'm gonna turn on a fan and I'm gonna just keep it rocking. So let's go. What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? So as you can tell, I'm gonna stop this video here. It is a 22-minute long video for this first part. It was a total of about 45 minutes. And I didn't want you guys to be super bored of what I was doing. So I'm gonna break this up into two parts. This first part will be 22 minutes. The second part will be 24 minutes or so, 23 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. But I have been busy doing other stuff. And yeah, I'm now getting around to editing this video. And yeah, it was a very long process. And I want to make sure that you guys keep your attention span focused on the car and what you guys need to do. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. I will start part 2 in a couple days here, and we'll just go from there. All right, so I'll see you then. Peace.